to another episode of Tormenta Talk. You are here with Cameron McQueen and Zach Workman, two of your La Tormenta board members. Good afternoon, Zach. How are you doing today?
Oh, I'm doing all right. How about yourself?
Doing good. Getting pretty excited as we sit here and record the evening before our first match of the season. We've got a friendly coming up tomorrow, and the hope is that this pod is released the morning of the match. And so hopefully all goes well. If not, then you'll get to hear all this cool stuff right after our first match, and maybe there'll be more knowledge that you'll have of our players and everything. But that's a goal for tonight, is for us to go through some of these players that we did not get to the last time that Zach and I had the privilege of running this show. So you're back with us. And Zach, you got anything else by way of introductions?
Yeah, no, I'm just excited. I mean, like you said, game's tomorrow, first game. It's like a kid on Christmas Eve.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, we're not going to be sleeping tonight. I'm going to be checking for, let's see, for Scotty to be like coming down our chimney or something. So, yep, going to be awesome. So,
oh, no, Aussie's.
I'm sorry, you cut out on my end there, Zach. What'd you say?
I said, I don't know what Aussies eat, but leave a plate out of them for Scotty to come in tonight.
There you go. Yeah, whatever Aussies eat, we'll leave it out for our gift-bearing Scotty. So, so we'll get started off right out the gates with Mitchell Barrett, goalkeeper from Canada. What do you have in your notes about Mitch?
Yeah, so he's been playing through a Calgary academy, through Alberta, stuff like that. He was called up to Team Alberta for the 22 Summer Games, trial with Fulham FC in the UK. So, I mean, obviously has a pedigree. He has a bright future ahead of him. So it's great that he's able to come out to West Texas, spend his summer here. But yeah, no, just watching his tape, he's quick and he's aggressive. He doesn't, if somebody's making an advance, it's a fast break, he pounces on the ball. He doesn't wait for it to come to him. So it's always nice to have a goalkeeper that is confident enough to go take the ball from him.
Yeah. That was something I noticed, was that trial at Fulham FC. That's a Premier League club, and whether probably not for the first team, but whatever level, like that's stiff competition in whatever age group you're in, whatever bracket you're working in, because that's literally the best of the best that are working in that group. And so to even get a sniff at anything like that, it says that there's a lot of skill and talent there. I think, if I'm not mistaken, he's either a freshman or a sophomore in college. Is that right? I think.
Yep,
I could be wrong.
Freshman year, I believe.
Okay. Yeah. Very cool. So, for as young as he is, a lot of pedigree there, and a lot of good experience, even though, he's not a senior in college or whatever, or, already graduated. So super exciting. I got to watch a little bit of YouTube highlights of him, and it was pretty cool because it was a lot of training highlights. And so getting to see the way that he works in training, and not just, the couple random good saves that a keeper might get throughout the course of a season. I thought it was really interesting to see that he controls the ball really well, like outside of like just his feet and distribution, but like with his hands, it's like obvious work was put into not batting a ball back into the middle of the box, right? But I think the term is parrying it away, like, out of danger, either up and over or out to where you're not going to have an attacker right back on you. And so I think that's going to be massive, because as we'll see with one of our forwards later on, that stuff gets punished very, very harshly. Mm-hmm. So cool. Well, anything else on Mitch?
Yeah, no, I'm just excited. Like you were talking about with his feet, though. I mean, he had some nice passes clearing the box, Absolutely. Some goal kicks that were spot on. So you're talking about our forwards and stuff like that. He's going to give them plenty of opportunity.
Yeah, always love someone on the back end of things that is facilitating towards the front and providing attacking opportunities from every position on the pitch. So really cool. Got to meet Mitch at Tall City for a event that was going on for the club the other day. Really nice guy. Looking forward to my kids getting to meet him, get signatures, autograph, all that kind of stuff. Going to be super fun. So with that on Mitch, I'm gonna move on to got a USA boy, Emmanuel Duran, and I show that he is from California and that he is a forward. So, what do you got in your notes there, Zach?
Yeah, I mean, he has plenty of accolades. He's spent this last season at Stan State, and he's started 20 games, scored 10 goals, 3 assists. So, I mean, that's 23 points just from him. He was all conference. He had a national level recognition with him. So, he's the real deal. And just watching his tape, he's able to navigate through traffic incredibly well.
Yeah. Yeah, good footwork. If I remember correctly, Scotty said in the announcement for him that he's the best California has to offer. And California is a big state. A lot of people that love soccer out in California. So that's exciting to know that we've got top talent from California coming out here to good old West Texas to represent the brand and the badge out here. So, and he is one that I mentioned about earlier, punishing keeper mistakes. I saw several highlights where a keeper saved the ball, and then there was Emmanuel putting it in the back of the net right after that save. And I mean, those little moments, knowing where to be in the right spot, it's the differences between titles and second place. That's the stuff that, you know, it's not necessarily a great build-up play that made all this happen. It's knowing how to capitalize in the chaos, and I think that's where Emmanuel's going to shine for us.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, having somebody that's able to not freak out when they're surrounded by 6 guys, that's able to stand tall and just drill one is.
Yep, absolutely.
Talent hard to find.
Yep, I think they call it a fox in the box. So I think Emmanuel's going to be our fox in the box. Mm-hmm. Diving in there, sneaking out some goals that maybe we shouldn't have even gotten, but they all count, right? So we'll take them for sure. So definitely looking forward to see Emmanuel representing West Texas FC. So moving on from Emmanuel, we've got, I'm not sure if it's Rice or Reese Fuller, Riss even. I'm going to go with Reese for the sake of this podcast. I'm not saying it 6 different ways. But Reese, if we're wrong, can't wait to meet you in person and you to correct me, and we will get it right from then on.
Please let us know.
So, yeah, don't hesitate, any of you guys that listen to this pod. If we mess up on your name, your age, your background, let us know, and we will correct ourselves. So, but I show that he is a defender, specifically a fullback from England. And what really stuck out to me was that I think he's freaking fast. That he can blow by somebody, and out on that, you know, the fullback, the wide defensive position, that's so valuable because not only blowing by somebody with the ball or to get open for a pass or whatever, but also chasing them down on the way back to be able to help defend our goal and get it turned back around for an attacking option. So what about you, Zach? What did you see on Reese?
Yeah, I mean, what most stood out to me wasn't actually tape. I found a bunch of articles that his school wrote about. He was a 4-year player for that university, started 3 years, and they just talked about how he changed the culture and he was a captain and was able to come in this last season. Him and there's 2 other guys they mentioned, but for the sake of our purposes, it was him. That he just came in, was able to help led the team, and they had a very successful season last year. So yeah, very excited. Yeah. We talked to Scotty about it. We noticed on the last one, everybody on this team was their team captain previously. So yeah, there's a lot of good dudes coming in this, and that's.
Yeah, I was going to mention the same thing. Is that I probably missed it on some of them, but I tried to write down when I noticed someone was a captain. It was like, oh, it's like everybody. And so a lot of leadership, a lot of hard workers, because you don't get that captain's armband from, you know, just being good. It's that you are, you know, setting a standard. You're leading in practice and not just scoring all the goals, but you're doing all the little things right. And that's super important, especially in bringing together a group like we do for such a short stint. Being able to work together, bond together, build that team chemistry, captain's personalities is what's needed. So super excited for that. One other thing I noticed is that he played 53 of 53 matches. And that says something not only about reliability, but durability, because soccer is a sport that people get injured in frequently. And that's not to say that there's no way he'll get injured, but it's to say that, like, he is taking care of himself and that he is just durable and less likely to get injured. And in a short, intense season like we have, that's super valuable too, because as you start to rely on these guys and then all of a sudden lose one, it's not that we don't have a fantastic backup. It's still just like, that's a new piece of chemistry we got to figure out. And you're already 3 weeks behind or whatever. And so it's tough.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So
then you play on a Thursday and then a Saturday. And so,
yeah.
Quick turnaround.
Body has to be able to
fill in
take
the
it.
spots is important.
Right. Yeah. Your body's got to be able to take the gruelingness of this season in the West Texas heat at that. So, okay. Anything else on Reese on your end, Zach?
No, I'm just excited for a guy like that's coming to town.
Yeah. Can't wait to meet him. And speaking of Zach, next one we got another England, UK guy named Zach Garcia. Sorry, I'm having a little bit of technical difficulty here. Okay. Is it coming through on your end there, Zach?
You? Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, cool. All right. So Zach Garcia is a midfielder from England. And yeah, what you got on him, Zach?
So I actually went. He played for Appalachian FC, which used to be NPSL. They moved up to USL2 this season with us, and so I watched some of his tape from that team last year, and I was impressed. I mean, he controlled the middle real well. He knew when to press, when to be aggressive. He also knew watching it when to fall back and when to be safe and be conservative. So being able to have somebody in the midfield that is smart is invaluable.
Yep, I saw a lot of the same stuff. The kind of 2 words that I wrote down was creative and tenacious. So really creative with the ball at his feet, getting out of tight situations and stuff. But then when he didn't have the ball or even had lost the ball, tenacious at getting it back, hard crunching tackles, great field vision to find the right pass and open up the attack, which super exciting. And then the dude is a stud at a one-touch half volley or full volley shot. Mm-hmm. I mean, those suckers are bouncing along the ground. Keepers better be aware because it's flying towards the top corner. So another captain also. So
Yep. And another guy that played 3,400 minutes over 3 seasons, which is insane.
It's a lot.
57 games, 3,400 minutes is a lot.
Yep, absolutely. Yeah, super pumped for Zach to be coming in. Really just always every year exciting to see all these different internationals come to West Texas. And so, these several guys from England, they'll automatically have some kind of chemistry. We've got a couple guys from France. We've got several Australians, and these guys are going to come in. And we've got a couple local lads that can kind of show them around and help to bond them to West Texas. And so all of that's super exciting for us. Anything else on Zach on your end?
No, like you said, I mean, we got to meet a few players at Hull City the other day, and he was one of them, and he's a great kid. I liked him, so glad he's on our side.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I'd rather not be facing him, so glad he's on our team. Cool. So just plugging right away, we're going to move on to a German goalkeeper by the name of Lewis Helm. Got a lot of accolades for him, so I'll let you kind of take the lead on that.
I mean, it sounds like we're just beating the same drum, but he played and started all 23 games for his school last year at a save percentage of 81%, which is crazy. 12 of those, so almost half of his games are clean sheets. And so incredible player, NAIA national champion, second team All-American. So he has the accolades. And I mean, watching his tape, he's always moving. He never stood still. He wasn't waiting. He was very energetic, bouncing around, ready to go.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think we talked about it on our last pod that we did together, but more championship mentality, right? And that's, love to see guys that have been there, done that, and on the biggest stages being ready to represent us here and know how to handle those moments. So it's super exciting. What I noticed when watching his tape was there was a lot of footage of the opposition, whether it be the strikers or even the coaches or fans, whatever, like this, because they thought they had just scored a goal. Screamer of a shot. But like that's how you know you're a good keeper is whenever they've got their face in their hands or their head in their hands, because it's just like, how that should have been a goal. And so several clips where you could just see people just throwing their heads down because of their disappointment at his amazing work. So super excited to see that. And then this guy has a pretty good amount of assists as a goalkeeper. So that tells you something. And I think that's that he can place a long ball on a dime and really hit some speedy attackers, which we've got on the run as they're bearing down on goal. So that's super exciting to see as well.
Yeah, he also has a wonderful podcast. Yeah, he has a podcast called The World of Sports. And so, yeah, watching it, he has interviews with fellow student athletes at his school, with athletic directors, and it's just getting to know people's stories and why they love sports. And I mean, that's what brings all of us together doing this, is a love for sports. So if y'all have any downtime on new podcasts, I can't recommend it enough.
That's awesome. That sounds like we've got a guy that's primed and ready to be on La Tormenta Talk.
Yep.
He'd be
Come
all
on down.
Trained up. Yeah, he'd make us look like amateurs for sure. So, well, cool. Anything else on Lewis Helm?
No, I think that covers that one.
Sweet. Next guy, I think there's a chant called "He's one of our own." He's one of our own. Isaac Herrera. He's one of our own. So Odessa native.
Yes, sir.
What do you know about Isaac?
He's played so he forewent the college route, went and played overseas. He went and played international professional soccer. And so he has a level of pedigree that is unique to a lot of the guys in the USL too. So, I mean, he's played in, he's listed the countries the other day. And I mean, it's several. I think it was like 6 countries. So
I think
South America,
Bolivia,
Spain, and stuff like that.
Brazil, maybe even. Which, experience in South American football that's a whole different game. Like it's much more physical and intense than some of the European leagues may be. They're often known for being, maybe more technical in the Italian league, or, more flair in the Spanish league. But South America is known for, bone crunching tackles and, constant physicality and everything, which is important to have an element of that on the team. And so super excited to have a defender in Isaac Herrera that has been there, done that. He knows how to get physical if needed. And just how awesome is it that, we bring in all these international players, which is awesome, but that we've got some of our own guys representing us from here in West Texas, that they know what it's all about. They know the pride, the culture that comes with Midland Odessa, and that they're going to rep it well. So super looking forward to that.
Yeah, no, he's very excited to see him out on the pitch again.
Yep, absolutely. So our next one, we've got a defender from France named Tom. Is it Nasa or Kanasa?
I think it's NASA, but I don't hold me to that. We can lots to verify that one with him as well.
Right. That sounds better than what I was going with. So correct me if I'm wrong, but you actually got to pick him up from the airport. Is that right?
I did, yeah. Now, Scotty was busy one evening, and he flew in, so I got to come in, got to meet him, got to drop him off and talk to him a little bit. He's a wonderful guy. It's a delight.
Yep, that's awesome. Looks to be a big, powerful center back, probably an aerial threat and great at set piece defense. And then
he just cleaned it up.
Yeah, and a standout in the D1 arena, which, again, great experience to be bringing to West Texas FC. So we're super excited to see Tom on the pitch and see, how he brings that D1 game here to West Texas.
You were just talking about how South American football, each region is its own. He played 8 years in a French academy, which is a whole separate kind of ordeal. So, I mean, he knows what it's like to play under bright lights, play hard. So,
yeah, that's high level experience in that youth system. In, those guys are taking their football seriously over in France, in those academies and everything. So that's super awesome. Well, cool. You have anything else to highlight on Tom?
No, just a great kid, and I'm excited to see him wearing blue and yellow.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay. We've got one that I'm going to say is one of our own. He's not quite Odessa Midland, but he is a Texas native. And so we've got Aaron Pendeka out of Dallas, Texas, defender. And I think I've highlighted this on some of the other guys of if they're left-footed or right-footed. I think he's both. I saw several crosses off his left, some shots off his right. I think he is ambidextrous or whatever it is when you can use both feet. He looks like there's some serious technicality and skill there. So Zach, I'll let you take it away from there.
Yeah, watching his tape, I thought I was looking at the wrong guy because like, wait, what position am I watching? But yeah, no, his ball control was impeccable. His ball flips, his ball handling. You let people standing there looking at him dumbfounded. I don't know how many times. So yeah, no, he's incredibly talented with his feet. And that's why he's signed to a USL Championship Team Academy. He's signed to the Colorado Silverbacks, I believe it is.
Yeah, definitely Colorado. I don't remember exactly what their mascot is, but yeah, definitely out of Colorado. And I think we said this about Reese, but he's a defender, probably a fullback, not a center back. And so he's going to be racing down the wings, and he looks fast. In the tape that I saw, they had a really hard time keeping up with him at whatever level he was playing at. He would turn to look at that pass that was inside, so the defender would try and kind of cheat to cut that off, and then he'd be gone down the sideline as soon as they took a step in that direction. So incredibly quick feet, incredibly agile. He's going to be dangerous. And so really looking forward to see what he has to offer. Ton of really good saves on the goal line, ball getting shot past a keeper, and all of a sudden he's sliding in out of nowhere to get that last ditch effort and save it.
Yeah, he had one sequence in his highlight tape, which he had a crazy ball flip, flipped it over with, got the assist. And then the literal next play was somebody screaming, shot one by the keeper, and he flew across and kicked it out of bounds. And it was one of the most impressive saves I've seen in I don't know how long.
Yep, absolutely. I mean, I'm just completely well-rounded athlete is the way I would describe him. Like, I mean, he just looks like you could also throw him on the basketball court and he'd probably be able to cross you over and hit a three. Like, I mean, he just looks like the dude's athletic. And so, and has got the technicality on the soccer pitch, though, to really do a lot for us. Very creative, handles pressure really well, and hustles hard worker, which is what we love to see here in West Texas, is dudes that are going to give it all for the badge for, although it be just a summer, but that they're ready to go out there and lay it all on the line for West Texas FC. So cool.
I wrote down watching him play was like watching. It was like a group of kids got together. One of their big brothers showed up.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Yeah, well put.
So,
yeah, that's awesome. Right. Okay, so moving on, we've got another Texas kid. We're gonna call him one of our own. Diego Robles. He is a forward from San Antonio. He scored a lot of goals in high school. I don't think he's been out of high school too awfully long. He's probably freshman, sophomore, something like that. But I've got him pegged at 81 goals in his 4 years of high school. And so that is something serious, right? What all did you notice about him?
Going back to a few of the other guys, last season he played and started all 18 games for his college. And so there's a reliability there. You talked about he was San Antonio's MVP 2 years in a row. So, guy with tons of experience, he's used to eyes looking at him. He can handle the pressure. And you were talking earlier about people rebounding goalkeeper blocks. This is what I thought you were talking about, because he also had several where he knew where to trail, he knew where to follow, and it was right there. Didn't miss his opportunity.
Right position at the right time for sure. And I think you alluded to this, but just an absolute workhorse, tons of minutes in his brief time that he's been in college so far. He's on the pitch all the time, which tells you that they're relying on him a lot and that he's really important to that team. And so that's super exciting to know that we've got that in our bag. So very cool. You have anything else on Diego?
No. Just excited to have another Texas guy in town.
Yeah, man. They've got all the Texas guys. It seems like much more than in years past. So that's cool to see. Okay, next one's a cool international. We've got from Ecuador a defensive midfielder named Miguel Romero. What do you got on Miguel?
He played almost 1,500 minutes last season as a freshman,
Wow,
which is a ton. I mean, we keep talking about other players, but 1,500 is a lot. I mean, he has the experience. He's playing second division in Ecuador when he was 17. And he goes to Faulkner, which, if you're familiar with team history, that's where our coach used to be at. So we know the quality that they put out. We've had other players from Faulkner. So, yeah, so he's watching his tape.
Very well.
Yeah, his ability to just break up deep passes, break up the other team when they're trying to go get one on us, and just rip the ball away from guys. So as a defensive midfield, I mean, he does it all. So yeah, no, I was very impressed when I was watching. I didn't know what to expect. I was like, oh, NAIA, but then like Scotty always says, there's talent everywhere. So
Yeah, all those different leagues. It's not like, American football where it's like, oh, D1's where all the good players are on. Soccer is very different in that regard. It's a very competitive landscape across, even down to JUCO, all these different levels. There's really good players in all of them. What I noticed about Miguel was I put on my notes, creative but disciplined. And so you can have attacking minded players that are very creative and lose the ball a lot. And some of that's because that's the job that they're given, is make something happen in the last third of the pitch. There's less options. It's no longer about maintaining possession. It's about scoring. But as a defensive midfielder, that's usually not the role, right? And so as a defensive midfielder, he does have that when he picks up the ball in a sticky situation that he can get out of it. And then he's immediately looking for the right pass or, the right thing to do to keep the possession and move the ball forward into the attack. And so very disciplined in that he's got all that creativity, that he doesn't just let himself get carried away with it and end up, giving up the ball and, in dumb spots, because defensive midfielder is a spot that when you lose the ball there, you are very vulnerable. There's your back, you only got your back line behind you, and you're really relying on them to set the pace of the game, to set the tone of the game, to keep everything under control and help to progress, the build out from the back and everything. And so it's one of my favorite positions to watch players in, is the defensive midfield, because there's just so much technicality that has to happen in there and so many decisions to be made. And they've got to always be in the right spot for an outlet pass or to, stop a counterattack. So it's such a cool position. And I think Miguel does it really well. And specifically, his vision and his one-touch passes, from what I saw on his tape, was just like he'd get a ball and it would immediately be out from his feet and to someone that I didn't even see as open in the tape. And I was like, oh, wow, what a pass. And so he really shook things up. Yep. Very cool. You got anything else on Miguel?
No, great guy to have on the team. So, like you said, it's good to have adults in the room, so to speak. Somebody that can, is going to be there doing their job.
Yeah, reliability, right? Yeah, for sure. Okay, the next one, you already told me how to pronounce this name and I forgot, but it's maybe Jairo.
Jairo, I believe is what.
Jairo, there you go. Yeah, you told me that earlier and I forgot. So, yeah, Jairo Villalon, maybe? A forward from Spain. So got another Spanish guy. We had one of those last year, and they did us pretty well in Alberto de Miguel. And so big boots to fill for Jairo, but high expectations, and we fully believe that we're going to get a lot of really cool stuff out of Jairo. So what do you have on him?
Just looking through his box score, he played against Mars Hill, which we'll touch on in a little bit. That'll come up in a minute. But in that game against Mars Hill, he had 2 goals and an assist in the game, including the one that sealed the game away. And when we talk about somebody later with Mars Hill, it's very impressive that he was able to do something like that against them.
Yeah, absolutely. I just wanted to read what Scotty said on the announcement on bringing in Hato. So it says, Hato is one of the most explosive, influential attacking players I've seen in the college game. He's a powerful guy with an instinctive eye for goal. Just one season in the U.S. was enough for him to pick up all conference honors, and for good reason. Really excited to see him apply his trade in summer ball. He'll be key for us this season. So high marks by Coach Scotty. We've seen in years past the type of recruitment that Scotty does and the quality of players he brings in. So have no lower expectations than him for Hato. So that's super exciting. You got anything else on him?
No, I'm just excited. He's a big dude. So seeing him in there, training tapes, I'm like, oh, there he is.
Yep. Another aerial threat, right? Set piece threat, corners, all that stuff. Good opportunity, put a head on a ball and put it in the goal. So that's exciting. Moving on, we've got another Aussie. I think Scotty always likes to keep one or two around, so for his comfort maybe. But defensive midfielder from Australia, Archie Wisdom. So what do you got on Archie?
He was a very impressive watch. He wasn't scared to press forward. He made every level of pass. So he made, simple back and forth safe passes. He made through balls. He made deep long shot balls. It was all impressive. In the middle on defense, he controlled it. He was everywhere. He didn't let anything slip by him. I was watching one sequence where somebody tried to throw one over us. He breaks it up, collects it, gets it to the keeper. Keeper gives it back to him, and he puts in a perfect through ball to get the assist on the other side. All in the same play. And I was like, that really stood out to me that he's able to do both so well.
Yep. Another one of those defensive midfielders like I was talking about earlier. I think what really stood out to me about Archie is he's a very strong defensive midfielder, very physical presence. Whenever that pressure comes, he instead of doing some fancy trick and going around somebody, whatever, he just holds them off and then finds the right pass. And same thing when the attacking's coming towards him, it's got that tenacity, and it's just like he gets the ball away, and it's like the ball wasn't even on that side of that guy, but somehow it's now at his feet. He's a little bit of a wizard and physical at the same time. So he's sneaky strong. And as you mentioned, I couldn't help but notice his passing range and, just dropping those long balls over the top of people that, you just didn't expect it. And it was all of a sudden just right in the perfect spot, and which is just such a crazy skill. If you think about it, if you've ever kicked a soccer ball, I think you'll relate to the fact that that's insane that they can do that. And then fantastic vision. So really excited about these defensive mids that we're bringing in. I think ton of potential there for us. So what else you got on Archie?
Again, I know we're beating this dead horse, but he played and started 23 games last year. So another reliable guy. He was first team all conference, midfielder of the year in his conference. So he's him. So
right, yeah, exactly. Okay, so I skipped one guy early on, and that was on purpose. I don't know if Zach caught on or not, but I skipped a man. Yep, I skipped a man that we're gonna go with the nickname that he was given by his university of Man of the Year, and he is from Wales. He happened to be our captain last year. I believe he was the captain of his college team. He's been a leader everywhere that he goes. Mr. Carrick Bromwich, who was a staple in our side last year, and we are just thrilled, excited, pumped to have Carrick back with West Texas FC. He is everything that the club hopes to emulate, that us as fans want to see. So just so pumped to have Carrick back. So Zach, take it away. I know you've got some things to say here.
Yeah, no, he captained our team every game last season except the one game he sat out because it's like a back-to-back. And that means, that shows a lot. We had great success last season. So being able to bring back the heartbeat of that team will carry over into this season and allow us to just get started off on the right foot. Somebody who knows how Scotty works, how Scotty thinks, being able to carry that and just run with these new guys and get them on board you can't beat it.
Right. Absolutely. What always stuck out to me with Carrick is that, of course, he's a leader. Of course, he's a hard worker. Of course, he's a dang good soccer player, but he is so humble. just such a mild, meek mannered guy. It just puts his head down and gets to work and gets the job done. So just super pumped to have our man of the year back here at West Texas FC, and we're like, you can bet we're coming up with a chant that has man of the year in it for sure. So
Yes, sir.
very cool. Well, do you have anything else on any of the players? Is there anybody I forgot that you noticed by chance? I would hate to leave anyone out.
I don't think so. I think we got everybody. If we didn't, let us know, and we'll definitely circle back. Yeah, we don't want to. These guys are too good to miss. So
Yeah, absolutely. And just a word to all the players. We are so excited. Can't wait to meet you guys, see you guys play, support you guys loud and proud. That's what La Tormenta is all about as a supporters group, is that we are there to help cheer on and support the football that's happening on the field, but then also in the community, in the other 9 months of the year when this season's not taking place, building a larger fan base so that when you guys come back next year, which I know all of you will want to do because it's so awesome, that you'll have that fond memory to look back on of like, man, there's actual fans there in the stands wearing the awesome brand new kit every year, ready to support us, and they're loud. They have our back, good times, bad times, and that's what La Tormenta is all about. Any other final words from you towards players, coaches, fans?
no, just excited. Everybody we've met so far, it's just a good group of guys. I mean, everybody's been excited to show up, and we're excited to show out with them. So,
Yep, absolutely. Before we sign off, I do have a couple of announcements. So as I mentioned earlier, it is Wednesday evening, and tomorrow, Thursday, May 14th, is the first game of the season for West Texas FC. So we are pumped. And with that, I needed to announce the fact that gates open at 6:30 and kickoff is at 7:30. So get there early, be ready to be loud, cheer the guys out of the tunnel, all of that stuff. But before that, before the gates open, before anything happening at Astound Stadium, we've got an awesome Scarves Up social, which, if you're unsure what that's referencing, we've got fan scarves. The club sells some, but then there's also special edition La Tormenta scarves for rooting on West Texas FC. And so you can get yours by joining La Tormenta. If you're unsure how to join, I'm confident that there's going to be a link in the description of this show. And you can visit our website. There will be QR codes passing around at the game. So hunt us down, ask us about how to join. You can get yourself a scarf, some cool stickers, and just know, like, this supporters group is not just like some random dudes like, yay, go soccer, but it's, we've got a board of directors that we are constantly looking for ways to make the fan experience better, to spread the word of how cool soccer is in the West Texas community. Mm-hmm. So please join us in that endeavor. One of the cool things that we've got going on, which you may have seen me sipping on, is we have our own beer, La Tormenta. Let me see if I can get that up nice and close. The Supercell, which is a blue electrolyte goza, and it is delicious, by the way. And that's not me saying it just because it's our thing. Like, it really is good. Think of like your favorite blue sports drink, and with a little bit of a beer twist, and it's really good. And Tall City, one of the club sponsors, but also one of La Tormenta's sponsors, was so kind and gracious to collaborate with us, help us to create this really good tasting beer, because they're the experts on that. And even with some of the, like the labeling and that kind of stuff. And on top of all that, every pint of it they sell, they are actually giving $1 back to La Tormenta. So go and have your fill on Supercell. Just such a cool thing that Tall City does, such a cool thing for the supporters group to help us to be able to grow and take on some of these initiatives that we're wanting to take on. With that said, so there's the pre-match social 4 to 6 at Tall City. And then, like I said, that's immediately before our opening match, which is being called the Wild West Cup against a brand new team that I think is playing in the NPSL, which is what we played in last year, but it's Sun City FC out of El Paso. So we're really looking forward to meeting, any new fans that may come from El Paso. and starting up a new rivalry here in Texas with El Paso. So Supercell, though, awesome beer, Tall City, awesome brewery, and that kind of transitions us into the quick note from our sponsors. We have sponsors, and that's so awesome. We've got people wanting to support the soccer community in West Texas. Tall City Brewing, as I mentioned earlier, is one of them. Please go check them out. Go have a pint or two before the games or any other day of the week and see those guys over there. Great customer service, just really cool experience, good place to hang out. We've got a couple more sponsors. De Casa Wood-Fired Pizza, who you can often find at Tall City, and it is some of the best pizza in town. Really cool owner, La Tormenta member, and so really excited to partner with those guys. And then we have another one, Velvet Mesquite. And Zach, can you tell us a little bit about Velvet Mesquite?
Yeah, so Velvet Mesquite is just a local boutique and flower shop. So if you need flowers, stop by. If you need gifts, home goods, stop by. They'll take care of you and get you all fixed up.
Yep. Another great addition to our community, as well as our supporters group, having the support of Velvet Mesquite. So make sure and reach out to them for any of your floral or boutique needs. And know, La Tormenta members, that we are working with our sponsors on trying to get some discounts and some really cool stuff going on. So again, your board is working on your behalf and with our fantastic sponsors to get some cool stuff going. So join. It's cheap and it probably pays for itself, and you get an awesome scarf. So join La Tormenta. Anything else from you, Zach, before we close this pod down for the day?
Well, you were just talking about the Scars Up Social. La Tormentas get a free beer at them. So
yes,
go to 6 games. That pays for your membership.
Yep, absolutely. And then wear West Texas FC gear, and I think there's an additional discount on additional beers after that free one. So, I mean, you can't lose hanging out at Tall City in West Texas FC gear with a La Tormenta scarf on. Who's going to say no to free beer? So with that said, I think that's all that we've got for our pod today. Super excited to see any of you at the game tomorrow or at the upcoming games after that. Remember, this game tomorrow is a friendly, so it doesn't count towards the point structure or anything like that for the playoffs, but great opportunity for our team to start working together and for us to get a sneak peek of what we have to look forward to for the season. And then we'll dive into the rest of the season after that. So with that said, I'm going to sign off with Vamos West Texas FC.
Vamos.